welcome back to our series of videos on the A170 or A-Series cameras. Again, as a reminder, if you have any A-Series cameras, all the top features will apply to those cameras. However, we're using the A170 silver camera as our demonstration camera. And the top feature I'm going to start off with, Billy, is the Scene Recognition Auto. And I think you'll agree with me, but this, when you use the camera in the SR Auto mode, it really takes a lot of any of the guesswork or whether or not to use fill-in flash and things like that out of the customer's hands and into the camera's brain. And it's been a big thing for us, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and you know, with most cameras having the automatic mode, which is great, you know, 99% of the time takes great pictures. This one extra 1%, you know, if you're taking a close-up shot, stuff like that, it's a great feature to have, and Greg will talk about that. It just makes life a lot more simpler for someone who just want to pick up the camera and start taking pictures, and now you can get the best possible picture for most shooting situations.
Perfect. So in the SR Auto mode, I'll just turn the camera on, and you'll want to go to the menu button and go to the shooting modes and turn it to the scene recognition. Okay? So once you've done that, the camera is now set up to automatically optimize all of the settings inside the camera for the following settings. For portraits, so the camera will automatically detect the person's face and optimize the camera for portraits. There's the macro, where it will automatically optimize for doing close-up shots. There will also be the landscape, where it will automatically optimize the camera to all the best settings in the camera for shooting scenery or landscapes. There's also a night scenery mode. So night scenery mode, all the same things that apply to the scenery mode now, plus the added fact that you're shooting at night, it will allow the camera to give you good detail by leaving the shutter open longer. And then last but not least, we've got the backlit portrait mode. And the backlit portrait mode, basically the camera will detect if the light for your subject is coming behind your subject, and if so, it will automatically adjust the camera's exposure setting, and it will even fire the fill-in flash to give you better front lighting for your subject and get better detail. And those are basically the SR shooting modes, and these are again the things that the camera will automatically choose and do the work for you, so you can focus more on composing your picture or talking to your subject and things like that, and letting the camera do the work for you. So Billy, tell us about the panorama mode now on the A-Series camera.
Absolutely, Greg, and of course just quickly mentioning with the SR Auto mode, although Greg showed you how to get into the menus to set that up, when you first buy the camera, it's automatically set to that mode.
Good point,
so
Billy.
Don't have to do anything. Start shooting right away, taking the best possible situations. But it's not set to the panorama mode. So when you want to do that, you push the menu button when you have it on the shooting mode, and select the shooting mode, and then you go and drop down till you see panorama. There you go. You push OK, and it gives you an option of taking a panoramic shot, basically going left to right, or right to left, and that's basically by selecting the frame. Now the panoramic mode basically allows you to take 3 shots, separate shots, and then the camera will automatically merge the image together to give you one single panoramic sweep of the scene that you're taking a picture of.
And this is a long skinny photo now, right, Billy?
That's right.
Instead of like a square one now, so it's really 3 rectangles, so it becomes this long kind of panoramic sweeping picture.
Now the great thing about this feature really is that, Greg, you know, you don't need to know a lot about, you know, computers, because the camera does everything for you. So when you first take your first picture, what it does is it saves the images, it shows you the preview, and it tells you and gives you sort of an overlay of the second shot, so that you can sort of line it up. And you actually don't have to be perfect on this. You can just be somewhat close. You take that second shot, you go OK, and you line that, and then it saves that, and then you line up the last shot, and you take that picture, and again, it then saves the images on the back of the camera. It takes maybe about a couple seconds because it's processing all 3 files. It's trying to find all the edges of each corner, and so when you see that one complete image, and we play that back for you right now, you can see it looks almost seamless, and it's very tough, even for me sometimes.
It works so well. And you know, we used to have this feature, and we still do in some of our higher priced cameras. And to have this panoramic stitching feature right in the A170 camera, what a great feature to have on an entry-level camera.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm always amazed at how easy that works and how good the results are every time we use it in our demonstrations here.
And here's an image I have right up here that, we took a shot of at the Fuji office, and I just set the camera on a table and I swinged it, 3 times over, and that's a great looking panoramic shot that can't be done normally, with this category of cameras.
Yeah. And again, as you mentioned, you're really doing the job of almost an experienced Photoshop technician by stitching those together and having it done so well and so accurately. Okay, so the next advanced feature mode we're going to talk about is the movie mode. Now, pretty much every digital camera out there these days you buy has a movie mode, and to get to this camera's movie mode, again, you press the menu and you go down to the various options until you get to the movie mode function. As Billy mentioned in the first look on this camera, there's a microphone at the front of the camera, and I just want to caution you to make sure you don't put your finger over that while you're shooting movies, otherwise the sound will come out kind of muffled. This camera shoots at a 640/480 resolution, so it will fill the screen of a regular television, not an HD television. And basically with the 640/480 resolution with a 30 frames per second, you can get 15 minutes worth of movie on one 1 gigabyte card. And again, as Billy mentioned before, this takes the SD cards, and typical size 1-2 gig card, you can get at least 15 minutes worth of great video on this camera. And again, for an entry-level camera, that's a pretty good movie mode that it's got on it. So we rank it as a top feature on this camera.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the shooting scene modes there, Billy.
Greg, thanks. There's about 17 different modes, including the panoramic mode, which I talked about earlier. There's scenes like party mode. There's scenes like night, fireworks mode, stuff like that. Basically, it sets the camera up to take the best possible picture in different types of scenes. And again, you can play around with the camera, go into the menu systems, go into the shooting mode, and sort of you can scroll down, see all the list of scenes that are available, and just again takes the guesswork out of taking a certain particular scene to give you the best possible colors. Like I said, the SR Auto does a great job. It does the majority of all the modes that you need to do, but if you want to just specifically set the camera to do something like maybe a night scene mode for fireworks, which uses a long exposure, you can set that up on the camera aside from the SR Auto, and it gives you even better pictures for that type of scene.
Yeah. And really taking a lot of the tricky lighting situations that we would encounter in the photographic experience and doing the work for you. And like I say, shooting pictures of fireworks, I've known some pretty good photographers who have yet to get a good picture shooting fireworks. So having a camera that automatically does the settings for you is a great feature, particularly on an entry-level camera. So that's a great look at the top features of the A-series cameras. And so come back and check them out anytime you like. Until then, my name is Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And we're the Fuji Guys.
Fuji Guys.